Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Today I'm going to explain you attribute routing in MVC. Conventional or traditional routing is also is a pattern matching system for URL that maps incoming requests to the particular controller and action method. We set all the routes in route config.file, and route config file is available in AppStart folder. So we need to register all routes to make them operational. So in our previous video, in the part 3, I explained how we can just go ahead and do routing, so conventional or traditional routing in there. So I just explained you in detail. If you're not watched that video, please go ahead and watch it before coming here, because we need to have some basic knowledge on the routing. So this is the routing which comes after the conventional routing. So I suggest to just go through that video before coming here. So what is attribute routing? So attribute routing is the new type of routing in ASP.NET MVC5. According to the name attribute routing, one can suppose that this type of methodology will use attribute to define routes. Yes, let's understand how we can just do that in detail. So why do we need attribute routing? So just have a look at this piece of code. Yep. What we have here, so we do have a map route. So we just routed the student and just mapped a controller, default controller, home controller. So we registered our routes over here, and in the whatever the code which I showed you in the our code, there are only two rows defined with the help of a map route. But when our application is large enough to have more than two routes, then that will become very complex to make each route separately. For each route, you have to write 5 lines so that it will consume your time and disturb, the complete old development process. So you have to take care of the URL pattern in route config class as well as in the controller where your request will be handled. So this is two, and like movement in between these folders creates a complexity for you. So to reduce the chances of errors because of route config class, there can be any mistake while creating a new custom route. So it's easy to use and help in mapping the same action method with the two routes. You don't have to take care of routing flow, that is from most specific to most general. So all here is attributes, you can use it in action method. So now let's move to the use of attribute routing. So first of all, you just have to enable access to attribute routing. So what you have to do, just have to go to the route config class, and what you have to just have to just write the piece of line routes map MVC attribute routes. So once you're done that, your attribute routing is ready, and you can just go ahead and use in your application. So let's the next step is let's go ahead and into controller and take a look at what we have done. So a route attribute is used at the top of the action method. So usually what happens, so a route will be used on your top of your action method. So this is the action method, right? So we have action method student, and this is how it has been used. So we're just going to use a route attribute. So that defines attribute routing in MVC. So yep. And how to make optional parameter and set the default way of parameter in the attribute routing. So that will be the next question, right? So we are done with our attribute routing. So by registering our route attribute at action method of our controller, so you can just do I just register two routes over here. Yep. So that means like for a teacher I have a route teacher, and for students I have a student router here, and in this router I just go to retrieve an integer value, a roll number. So next step would be, yeah, that's what my next point was. So if you want to make a parameter optional in attribute routing, so then simply place a question mark at the end of your parameter like below. So in this, so if you just look at this piece of code, so what you have to do, you just have to go ahead and put a question mark over there, right? You could just see over here. So route home student slash roll number, and just have to put a question mark. And once you've done that, that means like you are just like make a parameter optional in attribute routing. Okay, this is what the output is. So output will be HTTPS and server and controller name, and the student is the action name, and along with that question mark, the roll number is going to be received just like this. And we do have a route prefix. So what do you mean by route prefix? So you may see that many roads have the same portion from its start. If it means like there is prefixes are the same. For example, home student, home teacher. Both above URLs have the same prefix, which is home. And so what we have to do, just rather than repeatedly typing the same prefix again and again, we just use road prefix attribute. So this attribute will be set at the control level, as just you can just see it over here. So what you have to do, just have to go to a control level, just have to go back and set the route prefix. So here I set the route prefix as home. So like in the our code, whatever I showed you, route prefix is set to controller level, and an action methods, we don't have to use home prefix again and again. The output is as follows. So because I used like this prefer like this route prefix at the control level, right? So what is going to be our output? So our outputs looks like this. So it's going to be server, home, and student, and it's going to be server, home, and teacher. So roll number is 23 and teacher's method is will get executed. So when you want to override the route prefix, then use the title sign. So as shown below, the route prefix has held on whole controller. But when you want to execute an action that should not use a prefix as the prefix of the controller, then what you have to do? So this is a big question mark you have to do. So just look it out. So in this case, what you have to do, just have to put a title over there. You can just see here in this action method, the teacher method, just put a title and home tree and the slash teacher. And yeah, now you can just do it by using route attribute at the top of your controller. Look at the piece of code below. So it is already present on your screen. So we can set the default action method in attribute routing. So that's one question mark. We just go to get it. Yes, as you had seen in the conventional based routing, we can set the default action method. Yep, that is possible. Yeah, we already seen that in the previous videos. So the second route attribute at the top of the controller sets the default value for an action method. So as you had seen in the routing section, we can set a name for the route. So can we set the name attribute route for a specific URL? Yes, we can just go ahead and set that. So here also the name was only URL for generation. So we can set the name as well. Yeah, there will be, look at this piece of code. So this code shows how we can just set the name of the route in attribute routing. So after reading the section of the route names in conventional based routing, you can repeat a procedure of URL generation in this routing attribute. So as you had seen routing section, we should create our routes from more specific to more general flow. So how we can do that in multiple, like in the attribute routing. So just we can, so more question arises after this is something, can we go ahead and set the preferences of routing in attribute routing? Yes, you can just go ahead and do that. So you have to, what you have to do, just have to use the order parameter in route attribute. And suppose we have a controller having two action methods named as first and second, and they have the order parameter set to 1, 1, 2. The action method will execute according to the first come and first serve. So whatever the order we're going to set it, right? So for example, if I have 3 to 4 action methods, and what you have to do, say that like you want to execute one action method before that, and you want to just execute that one after the other, rather than, doesn't matter where it is in your code. So action method will get executed according to asset, like as I told you, first come first serve. So that value can range from the minus some, there is a range actually, that's the size of integer, so it can range from anything like this. So look at this piece of code. So what you're doing here, so what you're doing, just have a route attribute over there, and you just have an order, because you just want to specify order. So here I'm saying that second method should get executed before the first method. So you can see that in the route, I just define it as order equal to 1, and at the second. So when you launch the application, what happens? Our second method will get executed. So you can expect the output here. You could see here, right? So the section action method having the order number. That means like the second action method is like it will it's being called. So as I explained you, so what happens when you run this code? So when you run this code, our second action method will get executed because it has a higher order. But if no order is specified in the route attribute, then the action methods will execute according to the order which your routes are registered in the route table. So as you had seen in the route selection section, we can just can set the constraint to the conventional based routing. So, and one more question, we just going to get it. So can we set the constraint for an attribute routing? If yes, then how we can just go ahead and do it? So yes, you can set the constraint in the attribute routing. Then the syntax looks like as follows. So it will be like route, and you just have to provide the URL path and the parameter name and the constraint. Guys, and these are all the some default constraint. Just get it. First of all, just have to just have a look into the different constraint that can be used in attribute routing. So what is something like date time? So actually it matches the date time value. So max, it matches an integer with a maximum value. Minimum, it matches an integer with a minimum value. So there's again a length and minimum. So there are so many other constraints which is available. So please go through that each and every constraint. So I can just see in the screen itself. So like if you say it's a boolean, it might have any boolean value, nothing but true or false. A decimal, if it is say there are any decimal values, it's just going to match us with that. So if it is a float, it's going to be 32-bit floating point value. If it is an integer, it's going to be integer. It matches with a 32-bit integer. So long, it matches with 64-bit value, and double 64-bit floating point value. And range, it matches an integer with a range of values. So regex, it matches with a regular expression. GUID, so it matches with the GUID. So let me go on to the next point. So look at the practical examples. So just have a look into this piece of code. So just have a controller over there. So we just have a define a route over at the action method. So this is you guys have to just understand this. This is nothing but a attribute routing. So what we have done here. So that attribute routing which is done for action method student. So you could see here what we are doing here. So we just returning a string. So that means we have a like method over here. So that's going to return roll number, length is some length is defined. So what you defined here, just like just have put a constant over it. You can just go ahead and see that. See, it's saying the max length should be 2. So you can't find more than anything which is more than 2. So what happens with respect to first URL? So we just like localhost 5650656 home and student 12. So that means it's going to accept it. So when you say trying to send like more than 2 characters, so it's going to be no, you can expect a exception, throw exception. So say just have a look at over here. So there's a few more constraints which they're just trying to put it. So I'm just saying a maximum length is 2, and the range which I want to get it like 9 to 10. So say that like okay, fine. So what happens? So I just want to get the value from range between 9 to 10 only. So if the guys are sending anything other than 9, like example or 11 or something like that. So if it is anything less than 8 9, it should give me an error. If anything is greater than 10, so it should give me an error. So just have a look at the output. So what is this? So say that like first URL, what you're hitting here, HTTP localhost 50656, and follow the controller and follow the action name. And what you're trying to pass here, we're trying to pass 111. That means like see, they just provided a maximum length 2, right? So it will not accept if you're just trying to pass more than 1 character here. It will just give an error because it's a maximum length. And the next step, and localhost home / student 8. So it will not accept 8 also because we just added one more constant over here. So range, that is not going to get executed. So it's going to be 4 not 4 error again. And the only 2 values are possible here. So one is a student 9 and 10. And if you just provide those 2 values, so look at this, it's going to just give you the roll number. Roll number length is 9, and roll number length is here in this case it's 10. Okay, so other than this, so if you try to just provide 11, so it's going to give error because of range. So that's how about how you can just pass the constraint or URL, and just how you define it in attribute level routing. So hope you guys are understanding this is very important. So because this is frequently asked question in all interviews. So you can expect like the first question would be what do you mean by routing? First question, and what do you mean by conventional routing or like a traditional routing, and what do you mean by attribute routing? So just have to just remember and understand whatever I explained you just now till now. So I mean there might be one more question like what are all the constraints which is available in routing. So please go ahead and explain whatever I explained to you. Just give an example like this and explain them. Okay, this is what the one of the example for constraints for attribute routing. Yes. So yeah, actually I'm done with explaining the attribute routing, and so these are all the limitations to our routes using attribute routing. So I hope this article helped you to understand all the concepts of routing. If you have any queries, then feel free to contact me in the, in the comment section of YouTube. So you can just provide your comments and let us know how you feel about this video. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. So see you soon. Thank you so much.